Welcome to Nearing Nerdvana. This is episode 114 of Long Story Short. And how's everyone's week going?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh man, it's been a busy one, but yeah, happy to be here with all you guys, Aaron, Joe, Carter, and Joe. Good show tonight.
Hey,
Dude, I didn't know you had a twin brother.
hey, he's handsome.
Oh no, we gotta mute one so it doesn't echo.
Echo, don't bring that name up, bro.
Is not your favorite character, Echo?
Right.
All right. Let's take care of the bills, right? Thank you so much to Cover Price for providing a great useful tool to help us build out our show and everything. So make sure you're using code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. You can also use the code over at Bird City Comics, Nirvana. You can use the code Nirvana for a 10% discount. So, yep.
All right, we got some really good books to talk about tonight. Happy to get into it. Excited to get into this. So, yeah, listen. Don't be dumb with your collecting, man. Hunt for books, find good prices. Build a good collection, but don't do stupid things with your money. It's too hard to come by. All right, what do we got? All right. Blue Bolt, number 105. A beautiful, maybe my favorite LB Cole cover. Star Publications, 1950. A 7.5 of this sold for $14,400 back in 2022. And I think the most shocking thing about this book is that there is a 9.8. I can't even imagine what it would go for. What do we think about this book?
Oh, this is like perfect sci-fi adventure. Can't go wrong with like a green woman in a bikini.
Mm-hmm.
That's a prototype modern Poison Ivy.
Or Gamora, perhaps?
It's Gamora, bro.
I don't know. Red
green
hair.
skin, red hair.
Yeah, the hair is the hair is the giveaway for Poison Ivy, I guess. So.
She just needs some leaves and then boom. But that's a cool monster, like a Gryffindor dinosaur thing or something, right?
Yeah, man. This book's got it all. This book has got a lot going for it.
I wonder what the 9.8 looks like. Like how much of the edging you see at the top, like with those like burst bubbles. Where
it's sitting in somebody's collection, and it's not going to see the light of day until they die, and somebody sells it up from sells it from that point. So
$100,000. All right, real quick. Heroes Reborn with a $4.99 super chat saying,
"Hey, what's up, bro?
What is
Thank
up,
you so much.
Ye Ben Hood and Mercenot and Hood?" It's $1 for each person on the panel. All
right. I really like this book. So this is Romantic Marriage number 24. This is a beautiful Matt Baker cover, one that you don't see very often. A 6.0 sold for $3,800 middle of last year. I must have missed that sale. I don't remember seeing it. Only 16 of these on the census, and this book is scandalous, right? Read the top. Love without honor. His best friend's wife. I mean, damn, that's cold. That's cold.
So is this the original Scotty Doesn't Know book?
Might as well be, man. Might as well be.
Because I heard Gen Z doesn't know.
Well, what he doesn't know is that she's a him. Oh my god!
Yeah, listen, I look for a lot of Matt Baker books, but I never see this one show up ever.
So this is what April O'Neil was doing before she became a news reporter?
Yeah, this is on her downtime. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I got a little story about this comic book. So
Ooh.
this is Lucy #1. We talked about Lily Renee on this show. Carter and I spoke about Lily Renee on Hot Book Alert. She's done some great stuff. You might not think about her art in this style because this is kind of like the Archie style, but this is from St. John Publishing in 1953. A 5.5 of this book sold for $336 late last year. Only 11 on the census. So I was at a con last weekend. I told Carter about the story. I was at a con last weekend, and I walked in. This book was on a dealer's wall, and I said, can you hold that for me with a couple other books? I didn't have cash at that point. So I left, but a half hour later, I came back to get it. And the guy said, I sold it to somebody else. It was a guy behind you eyeing you up. When you left, he asked for all the books you'd pointed out and bought them all. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
That's crazy.
What? I mean, so I don't know if somebody watches the show. If it's you, congratulations. But God damn it, that's cold.
That's some pussy shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a Christmas present for Lucy. So,
but yeah,
Bro, that pisses me off, dude.
Right.
but
right.
I mean, that's like someone like going through like boxes and boxes, and you pull out like I don't know, let's say a short box, right? And then you're like, hey, can you hold this while I go get a little bit more cash because it's more than I thought I was gonna spend or whatever, And then when you get back, they're like, oh, we just sold it all because the same person's looking for all the same books you just pulled.
I would have got somebody to push me into his table.
Right.
Well, if a dealer was smart, he would just start paying you to start pointing out books and say, I'll be right back. And then
Nice.
Yeah, well, there was no, there was none of that going on, but I couldn't fucking believe it. I'm like, you got to be shitting me. I was like, what the fuck? Whatever. You win some, you lose some, but that was eye opening. So at this point, if I have any books, I'm just buying them on the spot. So, but damn. Anyways, but this book doesn't show up a lot. And it's fun as hell. Can anybody read? It's weird dialogue on this one, on the front cover of this one.
Next, you'll be catching flies with your tongue. Get lost, Dracula. But Lucy, I'm only taking swimming lessons from him.
What?
I don't
Wait,
even
so
get what.
Is the kid's name Dracula then?
I don't know. Honest, I guess you have to read the book to figure out the inside joke, man.
Yeah, I guess so.
It was 85. They had $85 on it. It was beat up. It was probably a 2.0 on a good day, I would say. 2.5 maybe.
3.0 if you're really lucky, or you slip that extra 100 in the book.
All right. This book is deceptively hard to find from a book from 57. So this is a Ruben Moriera cover. House of Mystery number 64. You have that glass tube vibe that's pretty collectible. A 9.0 of this sold for $15.60, which isn't crazy. back in 2024, but there's only 16 of these on the census, and I don't think there's a single copy listed on eBay. Not a single copy listed. I could be wrong about that.
Carter, did I hear you right? And you said you have this?
Yeah.
Nice.
I totally have this.
Nice.
It should be in the thumbnail of one of my videos.
A recent one or like way back?
I would go back about 4 years, I think.
All right.
But I got this.
That's a good find, man, because I can't. This book is kind of a ghost, and you know, this era books became a bit more available, for lack of a better term. It doesn't necessarily go for a crazy amount, but it is tough to get hands on.
I'm checking my thumbnails.
So how much did you steal this book for?
I'm pretty sure I found it for about $20. That's what I'm thinking.
Nice.
That's a good pickup.
Yeah.
That's a damn good pickup. Yeah, I would love to have this one, but
that person was like, I have no idea how much this is worth because there's no sales, so just put $20 on it.
Yeah, I'm sure you can get this from some stealth buys out there, but yeah, I mean a 10 center, you know, front end of the Silver Age, I guess.
So,
but has a Golden Age vibe to it.
Are they sealing that person in the glass tube, or are they trying to get her out?
I think they were trying to get her out, if I remember.
Oh, yeah, it says, no matter what we try, we can't open up the cylinder from outer space.
Things sealed solid.
Yeah, she just
Listen, you know what? She's going to come out and she's going to be a handful. So just let her sleep, man. That's what I say.
You let her out, you wish you hadn't.
Yeah, that's just it.
That's how them hoes be doing you.
All right. This is a ghost. Funny story about this book. Hallowieners, #1. This is a New York Toy Fair exclusive from Mirage Studios in 1990. This book did not sell well at that convention. So what happened was they all went back to Mirage Studios. And this is what I love about this. Joe is, we can see him on one screen, but he's blocked out on the other.
I don't think he can hear us. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, this might be an incident here if we're not careful. Anyways, so what happened was
it was already on the almost 10.
This book did not sell well, so all the copies went back to Mirage, and they kept them, and then they got flooded, and they all got destroyed.
Oh wow! Okay, because I remember this book showing up on the list, and no one knew anything about it. So
I remember this cover.
This was on the Hot 10.
It was at least on the almost 10 or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember seeing it. I watched most of them, but yeah. So this is a very, very tough book to come by. A 9.6 sold early last year, but a year ago for $300. Only 9 of these on the census. A single copy in 9.8. I mean, this book's tough enough to find a picture of.
I could have swore I remember this cover.
DeVoe's in the chat. He said that they covered about a year ago. So maybe it was this 9.6 sale, Matt, that you guys covered. I watched most of the shows too. Maybe I just blocked this out or repressed memory, but yeah, just a book you don't really ever see.
Hallow Dinglings.
Yeah, I remember seeing this because it was like off season when it showed up too, and I was like, kind of like, oh, that's weird that it's selling in, like February or January or whatever. But I was also thinking, I was like, why do I need this cover too in my life?
I mean, at this point, if you saw this at a show, you'd be bringing it home with you if it was at a reasonable price, wouldn't you? I mean, I would. Can't
Yeah.
speak for anybody else, but
If I it's like I didn't know the story on it, but if I had seen it, I'd be like, what the hell is this? And be like totally repulsed. And I'd pass it up.
Maybe it was a market report because did it sell recently?
I didn't see any recent. The most recent sale, at least from a graded perspective, that I saw was about a year ago in 2024.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe I just kind of remember it because it was a weird looking book.
A weird book for sure, but one to grab now if you see it out there.
Or maybe I'm getting visions of the future and it's on the list tomorrow.
It's a blow book, bro.
Was it a blow book?
No.
Oh.
All right. This is a book that you never see. Shout out to my boy Carlos Re-Up Hunter on Instagram. I saw him at the con over the weekend, and he's found one of these. And I'll say, listen, I'll throw it on the show this week and give you a shout out. So shout out to Carlos. He's a good dude if you ever see him. So this is an Adriana Mello 1 in 25. A 9.8 sold for this early this year. I don't remember seeing that sale for $130. These do not pop up all that often. Only 19 on the census, 11 and 9.8. And a kind of a striking cover. Certainly if you're a Starfire collector. I would imagine you have this, Carter, right?
Oh yeah. I got this. Oddly enough, this doesn't go for anything. For a time, it wanted to like sell for something. You know what I'm saying? Like it would go like I would say back in 2015 ish. Like this book wanted to do something. Like it wanted to go for about $40, but now book doesn't go for anything. Oddly enough.
Yeah, I just this is one of those that doesn't
cover.
sell enough to be on the people's radars. It feels like.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the issue with this book.
I would say okay. So there was a time when the Teen Titans 75 got really hot. Like this one got hot on the heels of that, and then it kind of cooled off. Just like that. Just like that Supergirl cover from the same title. I forget what number it is. Supergirl 52 maybe. It was a David Mack cover.
Yes, yeah, we've talked about that one. Yes, that's a good book too.
Yeah, like that book and that book got hot. This book and the David Mack got hot at the same time, and then they cooled off at the same time.
Yeah. I just don't think I don't think there's enough sales for it to build the beat is the problem of this one, because it's not on a lot of people's radars. But
yeah, I'm very high on this book.
It's a hold, I would say, for sure.
Yeah,
because it strikes me as one of those that one day might just catch a little heat.
Well, I think it rides on a lot of what happens with James Gunn, right, and Superman.
Yeah, I mean, it could definitely tie to the movies, or it could just tie to, the hobby is really. I listen to a lot of people talk on YouTube and stuff, and it feels a lot of people are just trying to pivot towards tougher to get stuff. And this is the kind of book that could just kind of catch a wave at some point, potentially.
Gotcha.
I don't know. or maybe not. Who the hell knows? But a good one to buy cheap if you can find it. I don't have one, but I'm looking to get one.
We got this thing somewhere.
All right, let's keep the show rolling.
Dude, I remember finding that book for like $1 in the dollar bin. So
dude, that's a great score. All right, this is just a classic gimmick comic, but god damn it, we love them. Witchblade Tomb Raider #1. It's a Michael Turner glitter variant. Thing sparkles like a girl at a nightclub. Image Top Cow from 1998. A 9.8 sold for just $73, which is kind of a low. Middle of last year. 178 on the census, 116 9/8. It was interesting to see that on this book there were 2 10-0s and 9 9.9s, which is kind of crazy to think. But yeah, there's a couple of versions of this, but this glitter one, seems to be a classic.
Yeah, it's pretty.
How many do you have, Joe?
I don't have this one.
What?
Mm-mm.
That's crazy.
I got some cool Michael Turner shit that you guys probably never seen, but I don't.
Although I said Turner on this, is this Silvestri? Actually, this might be
It
Silvestri.
looks like Silvestri.
I think it's Silvestri, although I don't.
Who's gonna look it up faster?
They could have both done it. Because Turner worked with Silvestri. He apprenticed. He was his.
They worked together a lot, but this might be Silvestri. I may have just.
I'm looking it up right now.
I swear Silvestri made bigger asses than that.
True. I think that's accurate.
All right, eBay is saying Silvestri. Let me check my comic shop
It's Silvestri.
I think it might be Silvestri. But
Yeah.
to Carter's point, she's not as curvy as most of his.
I'm saying like they both could have done that book.
Yeah.
It is Silvestri. Turner did the B cover.
Yeah, so apologies for the typo there.
All right, and then this is what the B cover looks like. If people want to know, share screen.
Well, the B cover, there's 2 versions of it as well.
Right.
Oh, sorry. Maybe it's the C cover. There's another version. I was going to throw it on the show tonight. If you scroll down, Aaron, keep scrolling. Yeah. So there's right here. So the second one, there's 2 versions of that one, but the second one is tough to come by.
Oh, the D
gold foil
version. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about the dog.
Man, I think my dog can hear your dog, bro. Crazy.
But you're wearing headphones. They're talking to each other like we talk to each other.
I think your dog can hear your dog through the multiple screens. Joe.
I'm in the multiverse.
Whoa.
Damn Feige.
All right. Witchblade 80. This is just an oddity. There is sort of a regular version of this cover, so don't confuse them. But this one has a Top Cow red foil stamp on the right side. You can see there it was limited to 250. It's a Michael Cho cover. It's an homage to Venus in a Half Shell, but a tougher book to come by. I'm a big Cho collector, and this one doesn't necessarily go for a lot, but I think it's the kind of late 90s book that can become collectible. But like I said, be careful. Don't confuse it for just the regular variant.
Yeah, because I swear I've seen this cover, but that foil stamp is the difference there, right?
Yes, yeah, that's the limit, and then in the trade dress, I believe, is also in foil as well.
Oh yeah, okay, all right.
My dogs don't hunt for comics anymore. He ate up all my graphic novels, is what happened. Like all the covers, because it's like similar to like cardboard. But I kept them all because you can still read the interiors. So I'm just like kind of like it just doesn't have the cover. Anyways,
Witchblade, it feels like there's just starting a drumbeat building for like some of the later Witchblade books. So
I feel like they're trying to reignite the excitement for Witchblade again, right? Like there was that hot J. Scott Campbell cover that he beat to death.
yeah,
And then there were a couple other artists that like really had like really cool covers. I personally like the Rose Besh one.
I
And
loved
then
Besh a lot. I
yeah,
know she sort of hit a miss for most people, but yeah, I'm a big fan.
yeah.
But yeah, this is a nice collectible one to hunt if it's your thing. All right, we're going to talk about this book. We talked about this book on Flipside on the second Ghost video we ever did. So 4 or 5 years ago at this point. I found this book this weekend digging, so I'm just throwing it back on here because I've been looking for this book for years, and it's shocking when I posted on IG how many people reached out about it, saying they couldn't believe it, or they had one, or they've been looking for this for years. So listen, there's no bronies in the house here, so I don't want to hear it in the comments. But and you can blame Mighty Mel V for this one. This was his book back on the show back in the day. So My Little Pony Nightmare Nights #4. This is a Jennifer L. Meyer 1 in 10 variant. No recent sales of this thing to be found anywhere. 5 copies on the census, all of them 9.8. But I was digging at that con this weekend. I bought this one, so the sniper didn't come in and take it from me. But yeah, but found one in the weekend, and this is a true ghost. And shout out to Mighty Mel V. He knows his shit, obviously, when it comes to comics. But this was one of the ones that he'd been hunting for a long time, and correctly identified how difficult it is to find.
Did you see the guy behind you?
I didn't. I didn't know about it until I came back, and the guy said someone was eyeing you up. When you stepped away, he stepped up and asked what you were.
Damn. I really resent this book because I was at a store and I came across a ton of My Little Pony variants, right? And I'm thinking, and I took the time to look up each one, and they weren't worth a damn thing. They weren't rare, easily available, cheap as hell. And I was just like, of all of My Little Pony variants, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Listen, I find them too digging, and this one's never there, like ever. And there's a lot. Like, I don't obviously read that book, but
yeah.
like there's a lot of different like runs of that series.
Yeah, because I know, who was it? Trish. I think she had her first work was in My Little Pony, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, we covered a Campbell My Little Pony, if you don't remember,
Oh yeah,
not
that's
that
true.
long ago, last year probably. So that one's pretty collectible. But for whatever reason, this thing is its own animal.
And we found out that Doc Joe is a brony. So welcome to the club. Are you one of the 5 people that have a 9.8 in this book on the census? Is that one of yours?
Dude, there's one of the members of the community hit me up. God, I'm going blank on who it was. Apologies, but had 2 9/8s of this.
Are you serious?
And Mel I think he said he sold them Although
Wow.
Mel was like, "Do you have one?" Like Mel was trying to get one off him. God damn it, I can't remember who it was. If you look at the post, I put it. The conversation I think is there. It's like just in the comments
On Instagram.
on IG. Yeah.
I will pull that up right now as we're still talking about My Little Pony.
Book should never be talked about. I will say it's a cool looking book. I mean, it is a very cool looking book.
All right. So the post of this book that you have, right?
Yeah, I just posted it like last weekend or something.
Okay.
Somebody in there said that they had a couple 9/8 of this, and then Mel replied, "You got one." He sold. I think he said he sold one, and then Mel asked him if he had the other one. The other one was
All
still
right.
there.
Here you go. Are you talking about this one? Oh, here you
Yeah.
go. Oh, Johnny.
Johnny. All right.
Yeah, I know Johnny. He's in Houston. That's kind of cool. So, at one point in time, there were 2 in Houston.
All right. I just threw this on here because I know people like to collect Baroness covers. This book doesn't necessarily go for much, but it hasn't sold recently. So this is G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero number 250, a Jamie Tyndall cover. A 9/8 sold for $45 back in 2018. So coming up on 7 years ago, which is kind of crazy to think about. 36 of these on the census, 24 9.8, and the bulk of them are signature series. This must have been sold like probably through a con or his store or something like that. I can't remember what the deal. Oh, it's probably there in the lower, right below her gun in the lower right hand corner is probably what it was sold through. But yeah, if you think about some of the characters people like to collect covers of, Baroness has got to be up there in the top 25 pretty easily, I would think.
This book has that store exclusive vibe to it.
This is like his vibe. You know, some people love him, some people hate him. I'm kind of in the middle. Sometimes his stuff works. A lot of times it doesn't.
I mean, Tyndall got his start through like store exclusives, anyways. So
Yeah,
that would make sense of why it has that vibe, and then especially being his own store exclusive.
I'm trying to break down the vibe, like break it down to a science. I can't quite articulate it yet, but it's like I know it when I see. I know that store exclusive look when I see it.
I mean, it's usually just a character front and center with not a whole hell of a lot else going on. I mean, that's really what it is most of the time.
I mean, I always see it as like kind of like a polished cover that like kind of that like has to stand out, right, compared to the standard covers, and then to also like kind of justify like a $20 price tag, right, buy-in for a cover. So, or 20 to whatever, right? So if that art is better, if that art is better or like different enough that catches my eye, then that's kind of the question I ask, like, do I want to buy it?
Yeah, it's featuring one or two characters very prominently front and center. Anyways, we can move on. This one is DeVoe's recommendation. This is a Comics Pro book that just came out. Beautiful Tula Lotay. Not on a lot of people's radar, but Matt hit me up on IG about this one. I've been meaning to put it on the show. Probably 2 weeks ago, hit me up. I didn't have it on for last show, but it was probably the week before. Super Science Chapter 0. And raws of this are going for around $50. But I can't imagine this book is super plentiful.
Dude, it's a great fucking book, dude.
Hey, Igor, you got an extra one for me? No, I'm just joking.
Dude, that book is badass, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Tula Lotay is really starting to build a following. People hit me up about her covers all the time, and you see them posted quite a bit. But this one is definitely eye-catching.
Mm-hmm.
Last I checked, I think there were only like 2 or 3 listed on eBay. There weren't a ton.
That's all of Tula's work. Also, like even like in her commissions, like when I turned in my commission, it was through that those bank seal bags, and like I didn't notice all the detail until I got the slab back, where I was like oh, she added a lot of detail in this, like where I didn't even notice it.
So I want to say Mo, but I think it's MOE, says there is 6 on eBay. More than I remember seeing, but
see,
what
we
are they
talked
asking?
about it,
$50
and so
for it,
now
something like that?
we talked about it, so now someone's got to post it and list it, right? They're like, these guys sell books. Uh-oh. Did one of the Joes disappear?
We lost one of the Joes.
I couldn't take that echo anymore, dude.
Oh, you were echoing yourself. Okay.
You killed that guy?
There can only be one.
All right. I'm just throwing this on. Listen, I know people hate the facsimile variants because it's really not a facsimile, and I get it. But I don't remember seeing this book.
I do.
Oh.
I remember seeing it. This one was fucking fire, bro.
I don't remember, for whatever reason, like when we talked about all those San Diego Comic-Con books last year, I don't remember this one, but it is cool. It is cool looking.
So I think I do remember this one. I think it was from the VV.
Yes, it is a VV book. Yes, that's right.
Okay, so if you're not familiar with them, they're the ones that do the Marvel NFTs. And then for this past San Diego, they wanted to break into the physical realm of comics and stuff like that. So they did a ton of facsimile covers. And then they got a bunch of well-known named artists to do covers as well. I ended up never finding their booth, so I never bought any. But the plan was to find them and buy some.
That's a fucking riot. Like, these guys supposedly on the cutting edge of technology decided that they wanted to put it out some physical comic books. I mean, it's almost like too circular, to even wrap your head around.
It's like, to sell more NFTs, we got to sell physical comics.
Fucking Tony goes, that was the end of Joe's timeline.
Yeah, I don't know why I completely missed this one. I feel like I keep on top of a lot of those books, but I saw this thing and I'm like, damn, there's something cool about it. A 9/8 sold for $150 this month. Only 49 on the census, which I thought was kind of low. Do you know what the print run on these were, Aaron, by any chance? Like, did they limit them super limited or anything?
I don't. I remember the numbers were very attractive looking,
right?
For Marvel books, I'll say that. And then the books they picked, I mean, they picked like ASM 252, I think it was like ASM 300, X-Men 1. Just name a classic book, right? And classic Marvel book, key book, and it was probably made.
I mean, this seemed to be coming out with the facsimile. Like, this facsimile was out at the time this book came out. Like, it wasn't like it looked like it came out, in that print run of all the other facsimiles of 252. But, maybe it's also like the trade dress in the old school, box in the corner there, with the pricing that makes this thing somewhat appealing.
I think that's why I was like leaning towards these books, like just because they're classic books that people always want to collect. you get, they did the formula correct, right? For
Yeah, it feels like
Scorebound.
it can go in that run, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't look
Mm.
too out of place. Like if you're, I don't know,
I
put it in
mean,
run.
it captures honestly the brilliance of Todd McFarlane when I look at it. I mean, Philip Tan, he's a hell of an artist, but this I mean, to me, it looks like he's homaging everything that McFarlane did.
Yeah, I mean,
mean,
Yeah.
it's got a good vibe to it. People love
Yeah.
collecting black suit Spider-Man covers, so it's got, I'd buy this at the right price.
Fuck yeah.
Raw.
See,
I
if
wouldn't
you
pay
already have a
150 though.
if you already have a 252, like what are you supposed to do? No, I'm joking.
Buy another
you know,
one.
I don't think
you
you're
can use
buying
it.
this because it's 252. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're buying that strictly for the cover.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of Philip Tan, anyways, so that's
But
also a reason.
but I get it. This to me is almost like a what if, in my opinion. Like, what if this was the cover of 252? Would
Yeah.
that book be more expensive? And I would say fucking A right, because the 252 is basically a cover swipe from Amazing Fantasy 15, right? Right?
Yeah,
So,
listen, if the art at the time was not this vibe, right?
right.
Right.
But can you imagine, like, we would be talking about this book with the same regard as ASM 300? Like, this is one of those kind of like, man.
Yeah, it definitely has that kind of vibe to it.
Mhm.
ASM 300 vibe. It's funny. This cover actually may have played better on a ASM 300 facsimile.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
you're right.
because
You're
it's
right,
like
Ben.
a recreation of that
Yeah.
in some ways, but
And I still see VV still has a website at the very least, so I'm guessing they're still around.
you can buy as many NFTs as you want on there.
Yeah.
Rainbow suit Spider-Man.
Hey, thank you for the super chat.
What's up, Tony?
What if we see another ASM 300 homage? LOL.
Derek is.
You're never going to see
bankrupt
one.
yet.
No one's ever going to do that homage of that book again. They've been done. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'll probably get 50 this year.
And then
all
I also saw Big Remo in the house. What's up? Drunken Chat is back on the air. So
What?
nice.
Yeah,
Return of the Jedi, bro.
Yeah, so they're going on Saturday nights now.
Nice.
So,
Man.
Yeah, so make sure you're still subbed up to the Mighty Mel V channel so you can catch Remo. And then I will probably be joining them this Saturday because I've been on, because that's where I got my start on podcasting. So,
well, I might have to join you, Aaron.
Yeah.
And we'll have to, maybe we'll do a collab, dude, with me.
I know. I think my plan is to alternate weeks. Like 1 week be on Brian's show, then the next week be on Drunken Chat, Brian, Drunken Chat until they figure that out.
No, jump from show to show.
It's like, oh, hold on, let me go grab that and then jump onto that.
I'll be right back.
Actually, that would be pretty good.
That would be hysterical.
Oh man,
because everybody jumps from show to show too. So,
well, no, so I can control myself going in and out of Brian's show, and then I could just turn off my camera on Drunken Chat, and then bring it back on and kick myself out of Brian's show. Okay. Dang, I already gave up my trick.
Right.
All
it's gonna be
right.
like having two Joes on the show, on the panel.
All right. So Disney's Ultra Heroes #8. This was the final issue in the run. So I was looking at this book. This is really tough to find. What is this an homage of?
Is it that Star Wars book?
I thought it either like isn't that like an Avengers book or an X-Men book?
No, I think it's a Star Wars book with the whole chest thing.
I thought it was Doom. I was thinking Doom when I saw this, but this is an homage of something.
It's the Star Wars.
Anybody in the chat knows?
Isn't this like a video game or something like that?
Mm-mm.
So Mike says Fantastic Four. That's what I thought, Mike. And I went looking and I couldn't find it. If you know what it is, man, just let us know.
BM 619 second print. Igor saying Star Wars. FF39 Doom cover.
So I looked at the FFs and I was going quick, but I thought it was a Fantastic Four cover too.
439.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. I saw that one, but just the extended hand, like I can picture it. I just can't place it.
Here we go. Let's see what Star Wars 35 looks like.
Tony says Fantastic Four Annual 2. That's much closer, Tony.
Oh, okay, wait. Let me share this screen. So someone is saying the Star Wars book.
Yeah, see, I kind of thought it was that.
There is a G.I. Joe cover of Destro playing chess.
All right. I will look up Avengers 57 while we're...
Avengers 57 is close, but his hand is more like being held back than extended.
It's homage something. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
it's really hard to find. So this was the final issue of the run. So that they're winding this thing down. So this is the cover B, which is hard to find. The cover A, if you can switch to it, Aaron. This is also pretty hard to find in its own right. But the interesting thing that I wanted to point out from all of this was actually, as I was looking into it, if you don't mind going to the next one, Aaron, is that there's a newsie, which blew my mind, from Boom Studios of the cover A.
Oh, wow.
Like, I was not expecting to see that.
And a newsstand too, right?
Yeah, a newsie from Boom Studios of the cover A.
Yeah. For the last issue.
Probably Barnes and Noble or something. Man.
Gotta be, right? What else could it be? Gotta be.
What year was the book? Borders?
Sorry, this was like 2010, I want to say.
Was Borders still around at that time? I don't think it was.
Borders, no, they were done. They were done by then, I want to say. Well, yeah.
Brian Adam is saying, Aaron can take my place this Saturday, and I'll take his place on Modern Comic Mayhem, and then we can switch back and forth. But then we'll never be on the podcast together. That's not fun.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody would care to own a newsie from this, but given that this era of Disney is collectible from people, that I was just really surprised to see it.
Kind of cool.
But you can't find really any of them. Like, they're all pretty tough books to find in their own right. But I would say definitely worth grabbing in dollar bins. Final issues, we've seen it time and time again, can catch a pretty nice premium.
Oh, so is everyone saying in the chat they think it's a Kiss album cover, like the band Kiss?
Oh, really? James, do you know which album? The image definitely jumps out at me. I just can't I couldn't place it. I looked for a while this morning and I gave up. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just ask the show. If anybody watching the rewind knows, please leave it. And if anybody can nail it, we'll give something away next week. If multiple people get it, we'll just do a drawing. Or I guess it won't be next week. We're going to be off for about 2 weeks. I have some traveling to do. But when we're back, we'll give something away.
Someone sent me remind me before the show to build a wheel or whatever, or check comments, please. I'm looking at Kiss albums and I'm not seeing it.
All right.
Oh, Batman 619 second print variant.
All right, people are just fucking with us now. Batman 619 second print variant. There's no way that would have stuck in my head.
And
like
wouldn't that have been later too?
Yeah, it might have come out after.
Or anyways,
It was homaging this.
Good lord.
I mean, that's got a little bit of a that vibe to it. I mean, that, you know, but
oh, yeah, that 619 second print. That's a pretty good answer.
yeah, but the reaching out, like, I swear, something else. But all right. So at the same show I was at over the weekend, I was talking with a dealer, and he had this book for sale for $500, and I couldn't bring myself to pull the trigger, but I did take a picture of it to talk about on the show. So this is the Rocket Pack newsletter number 3. So Dave Stevens was putting out a Rocketeer newsletter back in the day. It was a fanzine, and there's really not a hell of a lot more to say about it than that, because I can't find any recent sales or any graded information on these things. But there are 3 of them from what I can tell, and this was the final one. Any of you guys ever seen this before?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. I hear a snap. Okay, this is a pretty good answer though. Real quick. Weird War 43.
Ooh.
Close.
Ooh, that's pretty close. Damn.
Not bad.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
I had to switch gears while we were thinking if we've seen this Rocket Pack book.
Yeah, I hadn't seen this, but it's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty cool.
So you got to see one in person then, huh?
Yeah, they're small, right? They're not comic size. They're like digest size.
Okay.
And I was hemming and hawing, but
Oh,
you know, I don't know, 500 was just more than I was willing to go on this thing.
dude, I think we have a winner. This is a pretty good one. Fantastic 421.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking.
See, that's why I said it. I was thinking Avengers. I was thinking of something like this, but yeah, FF would make
I don't
sense.
know, but still, that extended hand on that side, I feel like I can almost picture it. Like, I just can't. All right,
We'll think about it.
We'll see what else comes in, and we'll pick a winner. So, all right. All I wanted to point out here is that Luna Snow continues to kind of build the beat a little bit, and you know, I can see her books maybe becoming more and more collectible. She's front and center here on this second print that is starting to, like, you know, sell for a respectable price, 25 plus, let's say. And it's a book I think you can still find digging at this point. Came out in 2019, a 9.8 sold early last year for $85, which is nothing to get crazy about. But only 27 on the census, 22 9.8s, and this is the kind of book I'll be grabbing from the dollar bins when I see it, and I don't know, just seems like it might make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I got this.
Nice.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
I can't remember.
There's nothing remarkable about it. It just feels like one of those books in a couple years, if you know, her popularity from Marvel Rivals continues to grow, that you look back on and say, man, I could have got that thing for cheap. 3 or 4.
Bro, that Campbell coming out Saturday, bro.
Yeah, that's just it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like her continuing to have a higher profile.
Mm-hmm.
So these are 3 different chicks on the cover, right?
So you got Wave on the right.
Yeah.
You've got Luna Snow front and center, and that's Arrow, I think, on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I need to check on my Jeff the Landshark stock because I still have a couple of Jeff the Landshark books left.
Dude, I got
See
a
how
bunch.
much they're going for now.
I got a bunch of that little fucker.
Adam, you're welcome, buddy. I don't know what you're thanking me for, but you're welcome.
Oh, I answered the question in chat
okay.
for
Oh, that was Aaron. That was Aaron, Adam. You should thank him.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
All right. As I was looking at these books, I came across this thing, and I'm not telling anybody to buy this, but damn, like there's none of these out there.
It's badass.
This is War of Realm. Sorry, this isn't issue number 1. This is issue 3. Sorry, that was a typo. War of Realm, Agents of Atlas, number 3, not number 1. This is God damn it! I did not fix this slide. Apologies.
I didn't get this far
I
down
copied
before
the other one. So this is a 1 in 25. From that series in 2019. Sorry, all that is garbage that you're looking at on the screen. Apologies. But this book, from what I could see, is nowhere to be found. Give me 1 second. I'll tell you what it's been going for. Give me 1 second.
Here, I'll just take it off the slides while we're doing that. But I'll bring back the image once you have your data ready.
Yeah, so I thought I did this because anyways, whatever. This is a Annie Wu variant. There's 14 on the census, only 6. I remember typing this 6 of 14 too. Does it say 6 of 14 there?
Yeah,
it does.
Okay.
And then on the other one, it says something else. And then you have and the price is different too as well.
Yeah, so $65 was the last sale of this thing. Listen, so some of that was accurate, so apologies. Yeah, just a book that's really, I don't think it's out there anywhere. At this point, I'd like to get one now just for the hell of it, but I don't want to pay anything for it. So I don't remember seeing this either. Remember seeing this, Carter?
I know of it, but I ain't never seen it like in real life.
Yeah, I haven't.
All right, so
You
here's
have
a
it,
random
Joe? Oh, you haven't, yeah.
Okay, so here's the random question. So if you were a soda in the vending machine, what soda would you be or drink?
Amadeus Cho. It's kind of
No,
like
just-
Mellow Yellow, bro.
Well, which
No,
one
that's
would
the
you
worst.
pick?
Looks like Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I mean, no. What would you reflect yourself as a drink? Not like which character would you be?
I'd probably just be a beer.
That'd probably be a soda pop.
I feel like I would be a Red Bull or a THC drink or something.
Yeah,
like
Red Bull. I could see you on a Red Bull, bro.
that. Yeah, I drink so many of those. I mean, I drink one a day on the way to work. Sometimes too, if I stay up too late. All right. Anyways.
All right. I only threw this on the show because I was at the same show I was at. Sidem was there with a huge booth signing. I know people have mixed feelings about him for obvious reasons, but then I just started to think, like, when this zombie stuff came out, like how crazy people went for this. Doesn't it feel a little bit like Mark Spears and like his monster thing? Just a little bit. Like doing all the homages of all of like these classic covers.
So you're saying he took like a playbook page out of Sudam's.
Yeah, listen, I just feel like, Mark's doing a ton in his own style, right?
Yeah.
He's clearly not doing, but he's doing a ton of monster homages of classic comic books. And Sudan was doing, a ton of classic homages of the zombie covers, and he was super popular for a period of time, right? I mean, the prices of some of those zombie books when they first came out went crazy. This one, there's just nothing exceptional about this one. I mean, it's a pretty cool homage to Hulk #1, if I'm being honest, but and it's a 4th print. Yeah, I don't know, whatever reason
I've got like 35 of these. I had like,
I saw that stack, dude. How did you get so many?
so this shop was closing down, and I just saw like they had a stack, and I said, well, I'm just gonna take them all. They were like 50 cents. And I sold like 15 or 20 of them on Whatnot, and they went for like $25 a piece.
Yeah, I mean, this book gets a respectable price, but I mean, when you sent that stack, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, dude, I got some crazy books that when that shop was closing, I was just taking stacks.
Yeah.
Is this also the same store where you found your Marvel .1 second prints? See, I already knew.
I remember hitting leg up. I go, what do you think? He goes, motherfucker, score.
Well, Carter just covered that book with Dino on Flipside Tuesdays, and what did that thing go for? $35, the second print for Marvel .1
in a
#1, Carter.
Oh, that second print, yeah. It was like $30.
Yeah,
in a 9.8. In a 9.8.
No, just a raw copy.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that book probably hit $5,000 in 9.8.
Yeah, I sold one for almost 3,000, and then like 2 others for over 2K.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, at 35, I'd buy that book again, just for the hell of it.
I still got like 4 or 5 9.8.
I was gonna say, how many do you still have left?
Yeah.
I don't think they're getting back to 5,000 ever again,
but that's a whole, man. Like, to me, I think Miss Marvel may do something in these next couple of movies, man. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I already I didn't lose out. I paid what did I pay $1 for, and I made like almost 10 grand.
So. Well, I like how the female actor, how she's getting involved in the comics too, right? She was getting involved.
She's writing some comics. She's a huge comic nerd. She's cool. I mean, honestly, like, what's her name? Aman Vellani, I think is her name. Like, she's cool. Like, I like that Marvel's movie was a nightmare, but like, she was the best part of it. So we'll see.
So that's why I'm thinking she'll be a good role model, anyways, for people.
I mean, she loves comic books, man. Like, she's like genuinely all in on it. So, like, what else can you ask? So,
exactly. So, yeah.
Alrighty, what is that it? Oh no, we got more on the show.
Mama!
There's 3 more than the ad slide, and then there's 1 more book.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't know if you wanted to cover that last one, but
there's another book on the slide behind
the ad.
I don't know what the hell it is. I'll take a look.
Yeah, I'll do the ad thing, and then I'll show it, and then I feel like we've covered.
I'll look it up. Maybe it was a mistake that I left it. I don't.
We should leave off on this. Dude.
That's like an added, like it's like a extra credit scene or something. Oh yeah. That should be on the show. Yeah, leave it there. I was like wondering, did I put that book on the show tonight or not? That's a fine one. We can do after the ad and after credit.
Okay.
Scene. So this is Fathom #1. This is a very tough book to find.
I fucking need this book. If anybody out there has this book, hit me up.
This one that was limited to 250 is a ghost. It's called the red bikini variant, but from what I can tell, that's a pink bikini. But
it's raspberry, bro.
Have
you seen it before?
On my screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but this is reused art. Like, so he used this on the Fathom series from like 2008, I think. He changed up the coloring on it. But this version of it is really impossible to get hands on. So
I gotta get it, dude.
Oh, does Heroes Reborn have this? He says NFS,
Ooh.
not for sale.
Oh man. All right, bro.
Does he have it? I need to see that 1 out of 19 or whatever, or 1 out of 18.
The original coloring, yeah, it's good. I don't know if I prefer one versus the other. The original goes like for open order book goes for a respectable amount.
Oh, there's one on eBay. Let me see.
Yeah,
Nobody
and it's
better buy it
$3
before I get
grand. No,
It
no,
is?
No, I have no idea. I'm just
Stop it, Aaron.
Well, there's one on eBay of this version. Wow, okay. I thought I checked and I couldn't find anything, but searching Fathom books is like, searching the phone book. I mean, but yeah, one for the Campbell collectors out there. I like to put books on the show to get Joe worked up. Campbell books on the show to see if I can get him.
See if you can be like, oh,
Damn it.
do you have this?
All right. What's next? Yes. So these Turner ash cans, I could see these books going crazy at some point in the future. So this came out from San Diego Comic-Con. It was limited to 250. There's 8 of them on the census, 6 and 9.8. 6 of those are qualified, but yeah, I don't know. He's done these for Wizard World. Like there's other versions of these books for different characters, different sketches. But I don't know, it just feels like something as people want to own things that are more limited, that these might really start to sort of come into favor at some point.
So qualified as in like green label?
Yeah, sorry, green, yes. So 6 of them are green labeled. So I assume they were signed by Turner.
Oh, that's kind of interesting because you could get those reslabbed into the black label now.
So what I did notice that one had already been JSA. So if you look these up on the CGC census, one of them is already a JSA certified.
Wow.
Oh, so I bet whoever owned that was like waiting for that day. They're like, I don't want this green label anymore on this expensive book.
Yeah.
They were all signed.
You ever seen this one?
Oh wait, I'm gonna put you on the big screen. Give me a second. Boom.
Oh yeah, it's a good looking book.
Nice. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
It's a cover C.
Cover C.
See you later.
All right. We've talked a lot about Adam Hughes sketchbooks on this show. This is an early one from 2003. Open wide and say ah. A raw copy of this sold for almost $600 back in 2023. You don't see this one show up very often.
Man, he drew that like a dude.
I don't know, dude. If you look like beyond the box, like the sketch extends outside the box. I don't think that's a
no, but it could happen.
Then
they're doing that trick where you cover up the neck so you can't tell if the person has a Adam's apple or not.
Igor, I don't think the back has what you're looking for, buddy. But yeah, sketchbooks. I'll say it till we're blue in the face. We've covered them very, very early on in quite a bit of depth on this show. They're definitely worth. They're definitely worth grabbing.
Yeah, if I saw this in the wild, like it's a buy, but not just because of the art. I can't.
I'm not dropping $600 on this thing.
No, because it doesn't look pretty, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, can I see what's inside that book real quick? This is $600.
I'd probably take it over to Adam. Can you like redraw this chick's face, bro?
Can you sign it all one more time on there for me?
You put it the AH over her face.
All right. I think that's almost it. We do have.
But let's
an
go ahead and
after
take this time to
credits
do our ad space. Wait, we still have 65 viewers here. Make sure to subscribe to Cover Price. You can use the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And then make sure you're using the code Nirvana over at birdcitycomics.com. Sign up for their text line so you don't miss all the great drops. And for our very last after credit special,
all right. So I found this book digging this weekend. It's hard enough to find any information on this thing, but Wolf and Batsy one shot, a beautiful Joe Chioda cover from Chanting Monks in 2005. There's not a lot of information on this book. It's funny. My comic shop has it listed, but they don't credit Chioda with a cover. It's clearly him. The art clearly tells you, but the signature is also a clear dead giveaway. But yeah, this is a book that you can't find a lot of information about there, and I can't pass up his work when I see it, particularly for stuff that's rare like this. Have any of you guys ever come across this?
Mm-mm.
Wolf and Batsy has a number of different books out there, but this one is clearly the hardest one to find.
all right.
My copy is right here.
Nice.
Killer. Yeah, Chioda's a beast. Dude.
But yeah, I saw it and it
then-
kind of stopped me in my tracks a little bit.
And then Doc Joe says, just got one. I don't know which one you just
Like
got.
right
but-
now, or like within like the last week or so.
What's up, Doc Joe?
All right. And before we go, big shout out to James over at Hive Comics. He has published his first cover. So for I was fashion school serial killer, he has his first published cover. So I'm pretty stoked for him for that. So
That is fantastic.
Yeah, man. Congrats to James, man. I'm gonna grab one to support him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so there's plenty of options to choose from signed copies, A and B cover sets. There's going to be a letter version and metal raw, metal sign, all kinds of options. You can get the 1 in 10 Jay Lee. All right. So
Nice.
check out their website over at hive-comics.com.
Cool.
All right. And then Hot Book Alert.
All right.
Hot Book Alert live Sundays at 9 Eastern.
And then Hot 10 tomorrow night. And then either Drunken Chat and or Modern Comic Mayhem. I'll figure out my schedule somehow. Or do both. We'll see. Alrighty. We're going to end it here. Peace.
I'll see you guys.